So good afternoon, sir. So actually, I want to say that so मैंने actually सर आपने सर जो सेल्फ असेसमेंट का सर आपने जो असेसमेंट सर आपने जो दिया था सर मैंने सर उसको गूगल फॉर्म में सर मैंने उसको दिया था सर बट मैंने उसको लेक्चर नोट में सर आपको नहीं दिया था. So सर
कौन सा ग्रुप है आपका? Which group you are from?
Sir, I am from group 2.
Group 2 I have already received and it is already evaluated. Your representation of the group is already completed.
Yes,
Now we are going ahead with group 3 and then upcoming one is group 4.
सर मैंने सर मैं एक्चुअली सर सेल्फ असेसमेंट का असाइनमेंट के बारे में सर मैं बोल रहा था सर सेल्फ असेसमेंट का
self assessment that practice one with 14 points. Yes. So that is okay because for your individual हमको खुद जानना है कि how I have represented myself. Google form में क्या सुनाई नहीं दे रहा.
So sir, it's okay or sir I have to submit it through a mail?
It's okay. It was only a classroom assignment for participation. As the time has already gone out, so no issues. You read that content, like what are the attributes required for a person to enter into entrepreneurship. So that was an assessment study which has been done. So how much point you had scored in that?
So I have scored 9 out of 14.
So you are in between 6 to 12 point range. So you are moderate risk taker. Okay, and that exercise is also given in the Glacken textbook, the ebook which I had shared. If you go to chapter 1, in that you will be able to find it is also there. Okay, so anyways, not an issue. Don't worry about it. You focus on the graded assignments, which is now going to come up. So you have your group has already completed one graded assignment. एक assignment आपका group कर चुका है ना? तो उसमें आप लोगों को points मिले हैं. So upcoming फिर जो assignments होंगे उसमें फिर आप focus कीजिए. Okay.
Yes. सर यूनिट 1 सर जब स्टार्ट करेंगे सर यूनिट 1 का सर स्टार्ट करेंगे सर मतलब कोर्स का यूनिट
1 तो already today we are in 4th session. You have I think you have joined late, so don't worry. So
sir I joined but proper notes के साथ सर बोल रहा था कि सर कुछ लिखाएंगे ऐसा मटेरियल
नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता है. So there is a 2 e-books which I have shared. So उसको आप पढ़िए. Okay, and there are activities and cases which I am doing.
Yes sir.
You have to attend the sessions. The recorded session details are also there. I am showcasing my slides. So probably by the end of the unit, I will be also sharing the slides with the students also. Okay. So that is what the process is all about with respect to your assessment and my session. Okay. So any other question or it's okay? Just a moment. I will come to each and every person. Okay. Let me first get you all to this Excel sheet. Okay. Now, in this entire class, there are 3 additional students. Okay. My screen is visible to all of you.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Anyone? My screen
voice is not audible.
This Excel sheet. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
ये स्क्रीन दिख रहा है आपको?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
My voice is not audible. एक minute. I think it would be the screen. In the screen, you can see no, not this. Inside the network. ये वाला है ना? So now in this, you can see serial number 100, 101, and 102. So these are the 3 students who have joined. Okay. Okay. Now these 3 students have been allotted to 3 groups. Simon Tunga is allotted to group 9. Kishan Jha from mechanical is allotted to group 8. Amit Kumar Yadav from Computer Science and Engineering is allocated to group 7. Okay. So there will be little bit of changes, like you have all 12th member in your groups, like 7, 8, and 9. So you need to keep it note of. Okay. So that is from my side with respect to the updations. Earlier there were 99 students, so now it has become 100. So these 3 new students who have confirmed in the final list that I have received, I have allotted them to these 3 groups. So group 7 have 12 members, group 8 is having 12 members, group 9 is having 12 members, other groups are having 11 members. Okay, that is all about it. And evaluations. Okay, group 3 members are there. Group 3.
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now, what I have decided, as the final list has been confirmed by the university, so every group has to decide about their group leader. Okay, the group leader will be actually the point of contact for the group related activities, assignments, any queries, questions by the group, formal and informal meetings with respect to the activities. Okay, that is point number 1. So once you decide your group leader name, please email me your group leader. Group leader has to email me with the group member names that is already I have assigned, and you have to confirm and with your phone number and email ID to aayega aapka mail mein. That's all I need. Okay, then I will be forming the next step process of taking it forward. Now, as you can see, the evaluation that has been completed for group 1, your all team members have got 2 points each. I'm just showcasing this, not always I will be doing it, but just to give you an idea, because so that the confusion should not be there. These class activities which are going parallel with my sessions, 10 marks. So usually you will be getting these kinds of assignments as and when the unit progresses. Now the case study, I will come to group 3. Let me first check with group 1. Group 1, anyone is here? The team members of group 1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so what is the status of your this case, Adobe? It was actually presentation. I have put it. I will be checking the date of your, this presentation schedule. So 17th or 18th. What is the
18th.
convenient date? Okay, I'm updating it. Okay, so 18th I'm putting it here. So I hope your draft report I will be receiving in advance. Okay, with the case. And as you have already given 18th as the date, so I will be giving 1 or 2 questions which you have to also incorporate in your report. I will do that only when I will be getting your draft report. Ensure that by today or by tomorrow I should receive. Okay. And also prepare your presentation slides, and you have asked for 20 minutes time, right? 20 minutes चाहिए ना? हाँ, ठीक है. Thank you. So now coming to group number 3. So group number 3, you have completed answering 2 questions, and I have gone through your reports. I have given you 1.5 till now. So you have to represent the question number 3 and 4 answer with respect to the case. Little bit of observation with respect to your report is also there, like the alignment and the content that has to be like in a proper format as compared to the other groups, but I am not putting more focus on that. I'm okay with your answers. Just I want to listen to this question number 3 and 4 answers, and we will have a little discussion, and then we will go ahead with the session. Okay. So I'm stopping the screen. You all are ready? Group 3 members?
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Three
Sir,
members.
actually, sir, what deadline you gave in the Google form,
Okay.
it should be of the next day, because for every group you gave the next day. The discussion day and the next day we have to submit the reports. So I've mailed you the new report, so that's why.
I have gone through your new report, and because your group has got the time to represent the 2 questions, उसके बेसिस पे 1.5 है. आज का जो आपका प्रेजेंटेशन होगा उसके बेसिस पे फिर देखेंगे. ठीक है? Don't worry about that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And there is an advanced sharing option, but you cannot modify this logged by the admin. So यहाँ पे मुझे आपको admin बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay. किसको बनाऊं? Who is going to showcase the report from your end?
So Mayank, sir.
Mayank Das.
So Mayank Sharma, sir. I'm raising the hand, so you can.
Just a moment. Mayank Sharma. Okay. I'm making you the co-host. Mayank Sharma. Yes. Okay, Mike. I have made you the co-host admin. Okay. And let's start from the question number 3 where we left, and just
Yes, sir, I'm sharing the slides.
sure.
So is the slides visible?
Yes, your report is visible. See, in your report, when you are copy pasting or bringing the answers from internet or somewhere, ensure that the alignments are properly placed. You see, this is going to left, that is going to right. इसको alignment ठीक करना, ठीक है? That is crucial.
Okay, sir. So actually, different answers were sent by different group members.
Now,
So
that is true, but
Yes,
someone has to make this as a proper report before it is submitting as a final draft. Is okay, but once you're submitting final one with your cover page, name, and everything, the
Yes, sir.
introduction to a little bit to the company kata hai, ठीक है? But I have no intention of cutting marks. I am a mark giver, provided the students do well. Okay.
Right.
So you try to justify with question number 3 and 4.
Sure, sir.
Yes. So what was the question all about?
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा इसको बड़ा कर दीजिए. आपका screen में थोड़ा size बढ़ा.
So is it now visible clearly?
Yes. That is fine.
So actually, sir, question 3 was that what would you think companies such as Apple, Flex Watches, and Her Campus Media sponsors campus ambassador or campus rep programs, and how do the companies get benefited related to the campus ambassador programs? So actually, your voice is breaking.
So please continue. Like what exactly you feel with respect to that?
Yes, sir. So actually, if we'll see about the programs what different companies made, so companies like Apple Flex and Her Campus Ambassadors, they elect campus ambassador because first of all, if they are electing a campus ambassador, then they get a campus representative of their own. And
Okay.
if we'll see in a perspective of money or investment, then hiring a campus ambassador is very cheap, because they are not paying such a huge amount to them, and there is 24/7 a campus ambassador of the brand in any campus, and he or she is walking around with different campus goodies that he or she is providing that to different students, and he's also endorsing that brand. So that's why 24/7 a person is endorsing their brand, and that's why it is helping in. Firstly, if we'll see, this is the first point, and if we'll see the second point, yes.
See, the beauty of your representation is you are able to segregate the entire para with point wise. So why don't you represent your answer also in that fashion? Like point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. That would have been better.
Okay, sir. Sir, I thought that we should answer in a para. So next time, sir, I will improve that.
Correct. See, it also helps, that is a standard process of representing any kind of cases. Let's see what can incorporate. Abhi aap log job karoge, when you go there, when you come across such kind of things. So always keep it as point wise. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, or A, B, C, section wise, section 1, A, like that. These paras, and there is nothing written as answer, whatever. So report में थोड़ा जल्दबाजी में बना है, तो मैं देख पा रहा हूँ. But ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं.
Sure, sir. We will do that. Secondly, sir, if we'll see, in many companies like Apple, and if they are endorsing a new thing or new brand products, then if there is a campus ambassador who is a student in a particular year, then he know the students beforehand, and he has a better convincing power than a representative of the company as itself.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he can endorse the brand in a better way because he know the needs of the students, that what they need from a brand and what products they will be more willingly buying. So he can easily bifurcate that point, sir.
Okay.
And
So-
third, sir, we have included that big companies like Apple, Samsung, and if we'll see in this example, Apple and Flexwatch, basically these companies work for social causes also. So they provide, they organize different competitions and different involvement of do different involvement of students, and the money or the revenue generated, a part of that goes for our social cause. And
Social cause. Okay.
yes, and through organizing these events, actually, if they are helping some local needs or local NGOs, and they are collaborating with them, and they are organizing different events in big colleges, so that the college should also get to know about the NGOs, what are doing, and how the students can use the products in a better way, and how they can dedicate or give their free time to helping that NGOs through the involvement of the companies. So this is the third point, what the big companies. So basically, if we'll see in the whole para, then doing the campus ambassador or electing the campus ambassador and doing this campus.
I understood that. Can you summarize it to only 3 lines?
3 lines. Okay. So if 3 points we'll see, then electing a campus ambassador is cheap for companies.
Okay.
They are having 24/7 volunteer and in the campus, and they can contact and connect with the students whenever they want.
Okay.
And yes.
Third point is with respect to the awareness with respect to NGOs.
And we can also add that they know that what are the needs of the student beforehand. So shortlisting the products it's easy for the company to do.
So do you think by writing 500 words for an answer gives you more mark, or probably only crisp statements like what you said, 1, 2, 3, 4 bulleted points gives you better?
Point wise
presentation
better, sir.
Yes. So now let me summarize like what my opinion or suggestion of this answer would be. The companies benefit because they get low cost grassroots market. So which you are talking about NGOs and all. So the keyword will be the grassroots market. Okay. Also, when a company target market is young people, this allows for peer-to-peer selling. That is what you are talking about. Like you can know your friends, you can send. So the keyword here used is peer-to-peer selling. Okay. So and finally, it helps these companies in their recruitment process. So also whatever the events, whatever you participate, you build on the skills. But at the end of the day, the company is giving you a replacement offer. Maybe because you work with them, intern with them, and they give you a full-time job offer. So it helps these companies also recruitment process because they work with you, they know you from the campus, they take you fresh, and they think about your career for a long time. So these are actually the 3 points where I think if you write it, the answer gets concluded. Okay, instead of deeper, but it is good. Like you have elaborated, that is very good. 12 log ho, 11 log ho, jitne bhi hain team, 11 members in your team. So obviously, it makes sense. No issues. It's a good start actually. So going to the question number 4. What was the question?
Yes.
And any other member from your team can?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
Mayuri
I am going
will
to
discuss.
Sir, I am
Yes, Please, Mayuri.
Okay, sir. So in question number 4, we have asked what types of startups would benefit the most from starting a campus ambassador program. So we can say that startup which a learning startup can be benefited from campus ambassador program because if they select a good student with good knowledge to represent their company, and if that student achieves anything in his career, he will be counted as an achievement for that learning platform, and due to which other students from the same college will also get motivated to join that program. So a learning startup can be benefited from campus ambassador program. Other types of startup which offers placement would be benefited from campus-based program, because as we know, startup company, nobody would like to join. So they can have a student ambassador who can explain their skills, who can explain their terms and conditions, and also motivate other students to join the company based on their skills. On other types of startups, we can say that the startups offering campus and based programs could also benefit from the large consumer student market, and they could sell their products and services using affiliate marketing or commission based models. So we can summarize that startups which offers learning platforms, or startups which offers placement, or startups who want to sell their products can be benefited the most from campus ambassador program.
ये जो लास्ट पॉइंट है, इस लास्ट पॉइंट और इसके नीचे और भी कोई पॉइंट है, आई थिंक दिस इज द एंड पॉइंट, राइट? एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग
Yes, sir.
or commission based models. So what exactly you understand by this?
Sir, it means that the company should hire a student as a student ambassador, and the company should also provide commission based on if he motivates large number of students to buy their products, he would get commission based on a particular number of students.
See, when it is called affiliate marketing, that means there is another organization who becomes an affiliate associate with your organization. Okay, so in that way they share the revenues that they are the profits that they make from this process of selling these products. Okay, now when it comes to commission based models, so usually people are onboarded, okay, based on the commissions that they are paid out. That's a part of the sales thing. This point is actually good with respect to that, but I understand you have limitations with respect to business purview and look into it. So that is good. Now, if you look at this answer as a very big paragraph, can you summarize it to only 3 lines? That is, let's say 50 to 100 words.
Yes, so we can say that startups which offers learning platform to students can be benefited, or startups which offers placement, or startups who want to sell their goods to the large number of students. These are the startups that can be, I think, that can be benefited the most from student ambassador program.
But in these programs, if you look at, doing business is not always the perspective. It is more about knowing the customer. It is more about marketing their products with a value orientation or value creation perspective. Business will happen anyways, not an issue, but it is just like a product or service to them. So in that point of view, where you think, when you go to the question, if you spoke the question side, that is on the top. Yes. What types of startups would benefit the most from starting campus ambassador program? So there are various kinds of startups. So you need to know about it, right? So can you tell me, like, how many types of startups are there? How many types of startup firms are there?
The product-based startups or software startups. So I'm not recalling it.
Let me answer this question. Okay, there is one startup category that is called salary substitute firms. So these firms are actually small firms, and that they afford their owner of owners as similar level income to what they would earn in a conventional job. Some examples of these salary substitute firms are dry cleaners, convenience stores, restaurants, accounting firms, and these saloons, hair for hair styling saloons. These are all salary substitute firms. Okay. Then there is another firm which is known as lifestyle firms. Okay. And these provide their owners the opportunity to pursue a particular lifestyle and earn a living while doing so. So, for example, you look at these gym instructors, ski instructors, golf promotion organizations, golf used to play across, and the tour guides. Okay, these are all lifestyle firms. Then there are another category which is known as entrepreneurial firms, And these firms actually bring new products and services to the market by creating and seizing the opportunities. Okay. And these are something like Dropbox, Spacestation, Uber, Ola, Rapido. These are some of the companies, okay, which are entrepreneur firms. And they are also startups, you know, they are also startups. So more about them we are going to learn. So now, when we are talking about these grassroots programs, usually when the startups comes to these grassroots, these programs actually, campus and they are connected to the grassroots. Okay, you know. They have to do a lot of work in the society to build their brand first. They are not the brand in itself at the first junction. So have you thought of such organizations where these programs are run and the companies get help to sell a product or services or consumers because they are not looking forward to do business. And what they are trying to do in addition to that is if their target demographic is young people, these programs help in grassroots marketing. That means people in the neighborhood locality who are there and who are connected to the roots can easily promote their products or services. So that is the reason why such programs are taken care by specific categories of startups. Okay, that is what I understood from your representations. Although you have gone to the business side of it, all other organizations also do that. But when it comes to campus programs, people who are interested on the grassroots market, they actually run this. Let's say a bigger organization is there, like Apple, McKinsey, Microsoft. What motivated them to come to the campuses? You know? Because they want to go to the society. So instead of going directly through that, they also create a value-based organization, which your team member was saying in the previous question answers. Okay. So that is where these NGO activities, affiliates, and something that carries the value potential. Business करने का उनका मनसा है, लेकिन first phase में नहीं होता. First phase में they want to create the value potential there. So that is the key to this answer. So in 3 words में अगर मैं summarize करूँ, it is likely that such program help companies that sell a product or a service to consumers and not businesses. Okay, like B2B में भी sales होता है. Okay, like Apple used to sell to government, Apple used to sell to other companies. Okay, who are using Apple products, but this goes to the consumers. So there is a standalone consumer. Okay. In addition, if the target demographic is young people, these programs help in grassroots. So यहाँ पे इसलिए मैंने आपको रोका. कहाँ पे? थोड़ा नीचे चलिए, लास्ट वाला लाइन. जब आप एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग बोलते हैं तो एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग नेवर एग्जिस्ट विद अ सिंगल इंडिविजुअल कस्टमर. इट ऑलवेज एग्जिस्ट विद द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हु गेट एफिलिएटेड. मान लीजिए एक स्कूल है, इट गेट एफिलिएटेड विद लेट्स से एनवायरमेंट organization, those who want to do Saturday, Sunday sessions to make people or the students aware about environment, trees, benefits of plantations, health, hygiene, and all. So those are affiliate marketing stuff. Okay? In that program, they will be also promoting their products, some toolkit and all. मान लीजिए पतंजलि के साथ उनका association. तो रामदेव जी will be promoting his mats, maybe some kiosk, bags, belt, जो भी है. योगा का मैट भी प्रमोट कर सकते हैं. So like that, these are called affiliate. और उसमें वो प्रॉफिट शेयर करते हैं. द मार्केटिंग करने के लिए उनको बजट चाहिए. द एक्सपेंसेस दैट आर स्पेंट फॉर doing these activities, it incur cost also. Okay? So when this cost is also borne, like they share the cost. So that is business. That is business to business. But in campus ambassador, this second part, commission based also looks a little cheaper. These organizations may pay you some perks. They never call it as a commission. They always call it a perk. Like you participate in the event, this is the gift voucher, this is a gift hamper, this may be a certificate, this may be a medal, and this may be some perks. So like that, it is represented. Yeah, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you for putting the efforts, and let's take it forward. Okay. So you can stop the screen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
It was very innovative, so we learned many things about
No,
how
no,
the company.
obviously, you all should. You are young, so you all can study and learn a lot.
Right.
So now coming to the other aspect of it, right? So now group 4 has got the assignment, okay, about tapping the opportunities through observing the anomalies, okay, the power of anomaly. That article is updated, so I am expecting your report for this 2-mark gradation to be received by me. Group 4 ke koi hai? Any member present here in the class? Group 4.
Sir, you have posted an assignment. It is marked as assignment for group 4. It is only for group 4 or for everyone?
Yeah, sorry, I missed it. What happened?
Sir, you have posted an assignment on lecture notes. So it is marked as assignment for group 4. So
Yes,
it is
yes.
or we also have to do it.
Group 4 have to do it. I have put it in the lecture notes because that soft copy of the article was available.
Okay, sir.
Okay, usually in lecture note there is a limitation, like unless and until you post the content with respect to it, you cannot create an assignment. So that's the reason why students used to email me on the Gmail. I have created a classroom there also. So you all people, that is the reason why we started this process of registering through a form, and then you all also joined to the classroom link that is also there shared. So those students who have not joined the classrooms on the Google Classroom, they are requested to join there, so that it will be easier for me to also, you all can send me, turn the reports there, and then I can evaluate there, and then we can take it forward. That's the final report. Draft report, you have to email me. Okay, and I have already shared my email ID. I think you will be having it. Okay, so you send me on the Gmail ID, and then after that, the group can go ahead with the presentation tomorrow. Okay. Any other doubt?
No, sir.
Hello. Okay. So now regarding this sessions. Okay. So in the last class, unfortunately, the lecture note was not working, so we missed out. So we stopped before the last class here. Okay, like we were discussing about cost and benefit analysis, like how entrepreneurs decide about taking the business forward based on the cost and the benefits associated with it, and how they turn an opportunity into a business by investing both their time and money. That is what exactly we talk about. Now, when you talk about cost, what exactly it is? The money, energy, and time you will have to invest, as well as the opportunities you will be giving up to operate this business is actually cost. Okay, so cost and benefit analysis. What is exactly the benefit? The wealth you will be acquiring and the knowledge, skills, self-esteem, and experience you will gain. So, from the opportunity point of view, if you are looking at the cost and benefit, cost is different and benefit is different. But from the entrepreneur side, if you look at, entrepreneurs have to be able to tolerate a high degree of risk and uncertain that people who work steady jobs for a stabilized employees. Okay, like you never know. You started an operation, you onboarded a few people, they stayed with you and they feel like after 1 month or 2 months, things are not okay, I will move on. Okay, so but if you are running a startup, there will be a lot of opportunities available for a job taker. Like I was talking about entrepreneurship. Okay, people can work in a project, they can drive something, they can create something entrepreneurial inside a project, and they can get easily recognized, and your experiences will be pretty high. If you look at me, I have a person who have always worked with startups. Before I came to academics, then again from academics I have gone to corporates, then I've been coming to university, then I've been going back to corporate. So that's how. So if you look at myself also, I have always worked with even startup universities, I have worked with startup organizations, startup projects in government. And why? Because that is the inherent quotient, that is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is like you can take higher risk, and maybe in future you can also become a good entrepreneur. Maybe a good consultant who can drive projects and create revenue pools, like consulting firm. A lot of companies are there like PwC, KPMG, Bain & Co, okay, BCG. These are all well-known. Accenture also does, Deloitte also does. So these are good consulting practices, okay, and they sustain because they have good number of consultants. So when I myself, as being an engineer, when I started my career after completing my MBA and going for my doctorate and all, I have played so many hats across the organizations like as starting with the associate consultant. Prior to that, as a software engineer, then consultant, then senior consultant, then heading the projects as a regional manager and journal head. So I have played so many roles, okay? And even in academics, as assistant professor, head of department, now here also as assistant professor. So like that, okay, you know. So you have to think like what exactly is the risk that is involved with respect to the rewards that are going to come up. Okay, but in spirituality, people, you know, people say karma karo phal ki aasa mat karo." But in business, that is a little bit tough. If you are putting something at risk, if there is no ROI, then you are actually going to perish. Like we cannot say that मैंने business शुरू किया और मैंने अपना कर्म किया. I did my work very well, but अब भगवान का मर्जी नहीं था, business fail हो गया. That is not going to work out. Okay, so you have to be judicious enough, like what kind of business you are going to get in. Now coming to this cost or benefit analysis, a decision-making process in which the cost of taking an action are compared to the benefits. That is what exactly I was looking for to tell you. Being an entrepreneur, this is key. Being an opportunity converter into business entrepreneurs, you can have both the things. Like cost is something, benefit is something based on. So entire gamut, if you look at, if there is an opportunity available, becoming an entrepreneur is a little bit easy, but you should have that knack to catch that opportunity and turn it into an actual business. Okay. Sometimes the government comes with rules and regulations. It creates an opportunity in the market for you to venture into, to do something new. Let's say government would not have allowed private players like Uber and Ola to even run ambulance services during COVID. Okay. So as it was done, so loss-making unit suddenly become active unit and they start ambulance operations. Now they become service providers at the doorstep. Medicare services at the doorstep. Call here, that booking happened, the patient is ready. Hygienic vehicle is landing at your doorstep. COVID-19 patient boarded and then reaches to the special care treatment hospital of COVID-19 somewhere else. So that's how, you know, the rules and regulations defined also create sometimes an opportunity. Sometimes nature gives you an opportunity. Let's say there the एक बार ये हो गया, flood and the river basin get gifted with such kind of soil which is good for cultivation. Okay, and someone pointed out, okay, there is a barren farmer, then he produces and sells it and earns money. There are so many examples when you look at a tree and it become 1 kg of mango available for 40,000 INR. Can you believe 4 or 5 mangoes selling at 40,000 INR per kilo? Okay, and 2-3 kilos maybe 1.5 lakh. Even there are mangoes which are sold or exported to Middle East. Sometimes one mango is costing somewhere around 1 lakh or 2 lakhs also. So such kind of things are also available there. Okay, and the key is if the person knows the environment, like in under what kind of environmental circumstances, which kind of businesses can set up, under what kind of environmental circumstances my breed of plant is actually going to survive. Although there is sunlight, there is rainfall, there is wind, whether it is coastal, whether it is a dry area, whether it is an arid region. So everything should be backed by research. But even though it is not backed by research, you can take a little bit of risk and do the experiment. Have some seeds, put it in the soil, the plant comes out, mangoes are available, sold it in the market. These are qualitative mangoes. So you become self-sufficient. Now people are nowadays talking about, you know, farming. Farming, there's a great revolution has happened. You know, when you look at this hydroponics, aquaponics, you don't need much of water to do the cultivation. Okay, if you are people are interested, like you people are all technocrats, engineers. Okay, so you all can also look into this, like what is hydroponics, how in Mumbai a lot of people are doing it, okay, because water scarcity is there. So these are all future, you know, that is what the examples which I want to just give you here. So that is what exactly. So there is a key that is called opportunity cost. the value of what must be given up in giving up something and to obtain something. So that is actually the differential values in this opportunity cost. If I'm putting 10 INR to procure those seeds, that is where I'm taking a little bit of risk. But the value proposition, it is giving me 40,000 INR or 1 kilo of mangoes that is sold in the market. So that is like 39,990 INR I made a profit. So what is the cost? Cost is only 10 INR, which is covered under the entire sales value. Okay, but obviously for growing this tree, there will be fertilizers. You will spend some time to give it water till they become a fruit-bearing tree. That is true. But when it comes to monetary value, if you evaluate, you see on 10 rupiah डाला 39,990 INR profit कर लिया 40,000 में बेचा. So that is how these calculations are done. So I have given a small example. This is also in your book if you find time to read it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So if you look at the screen, so becoming an entrepreneur is not for everyone. Okay, that is the reason why I kept it here. In business, there are no guarantees. There is simply no way to eliminate all the risk. It takes a special person with a strong commitment and specific skills to be as successful as an entrepreneur. Are you ready to start your own business? Use the readiness assessment guide. You have to go through that. Okay, this is for US, those people who want to do some business in US. So if you want to do some business in India, you go to indiainvest.com. Okay, that is also a website. Maybe in the subsequent model, I will be giving more inputs with respect to unit 3, 4, and 5, where you will be coming across government policies and all. That is also there in the syllabus. You will get more details about it. Now, there are there are programs, okay, like Mudra scheme is going on, how the businesses can characterize themselves with respect to the specialization areas, how they can avail these loans from the banks. So all these things are also available there. Now, in general, if you look at, these are all having common questions. What are the key common questions? Do you think you are ready to start a business? Do you have support for your business from family and friends? Have you ever worked in a business like what you are starting? Would people who know you say you are entrepreneur? That is the reason why I did this assessment test. Okay, the self-assessment and evaluation test. Whether you have these entrepreneurial skills within you or not, you should know. Okay, from the points. Have you ever taken a small business course or a seminar? Okay, that is also important. Now coming to the personal characteristics, are you a leader? So these assessments which you are doing, it is bringing out your leadership skills. It is bringing out your coordination skills. It is bringing out your skills where you can work with people from various other specialization areas like mechanical, electrical, civil, computer science. So it's a hybrid. It's a cross-functional team. When you go to corporates, people work across cross-functional teams. That is the reason why I said I have assigned, there is no change in the books. So you will be learning, okay, you will be evolving. Do you like to make your own decisions? That is the key. Okay, if all of you will be entrepreneur and I am also with an entrepreneur mindset, then we are all going to clash with each other. So do others turn to you for help in making decisions? You have to ask it yourself. Do you enjoy competition? Do you have willpower and self-discipline? Do you plan? Do you like people? Do you get along with others? Would people who know you say you are outgoing? That is the key. Unless and until you are outgoing, your products cannot be sold in the market. Okay. How good innovative it is. That is what Sir Steve Jobs was also telling you. In life, when you become an entrepreneur, you have to take a lot of sacrifices. And when you are going to think about giving sacrifices, you also have to find that value of that opportunity cost that you have sacrificed and what exactly you have to earn or learn. Failures are always going to happen and we are going to learn from it. That is what I have showcased in the first slide. I don't know how many students have missed it out. So now coming to these personal conditions. Are you aware that running your own business may require working more than 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and maybe Sundays and holidays? That is what exactly was there in the video. Do you have the physical stamina to handle a self-employed workload and schedule? Think about it. Do you have the emotional strength to deal effectively with pressure? Are you prepared, if needed, to temporarily lower your standard of living until your business is firmly stabilized? you are doing this case studies because it is giving you a business insights. Okay, there have been business Reliance founder, Sri Dhirubhai Ambani ji, the previous generation of the current, his sons actually are managing the business. So Dhirubhai Ambani ji has put a day and night of efforts in building this Reliance empire. Okay, if you talk about Nirma, okay, the father of the girl child, he used to, Kishanji, okay, he used to carry this Nirma washing powder on his bicycle and selling it in the society. You talk about Mr. Kurian, who was the founder of this milk, okay, this milk revolution, okay, this Amul, okay. They started a cooperative society with the cows and all. So if you are into dairy farming, गाय के पास जाना पड़ेगा, you have to feed them, you have to give them love, then you have to take care of them. जरूरत पड़े तो cow dung भी उठा के उसको compost बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay, the first case I was talking to you about, like Prime and all, how exactly he made a business out of it by selling organic fertilizers. Okay, so these are the things you need to know. So are you prepared to lose a portion of your savings? That is also you have to think about. The standard of living, temporarily lower the standard of living. I am driving a car, now I have to board a bus. You all people might be knowing Warren Buffett. He is one of the richest person in this world, and he used to put a lot of his money for earnings, a judicious thought process through which he invests in companies. Okay, and he makes a lot of profit, and he does not own a car. He even does not own a house. Okay, he lives in an apartment, two bedroom or 3-bedroom apartment with his wife in US, and he used to board this public transport, and he's one of the world's richest man. Okay, and he had a meeting with Bill Gates, and it was, I'm not sure how many people watched it, but when I was listening to him, he was telling about, lesser is the assets, more is the comfort. Okay, because you will be, lesser is the luggage, lesser is the luggage on your back, you are more comfortable. So when you travel, you are not bothered about where your car is parked, where is the driver gone, what, you just reach, your objective is to reach the destination safely, have the meeting done, come back home and enjoy the tea. So that is what his philosophy is all about. Various people, various thought processes. So, but if your thought processes are somewhere in between these, then you think you have that enthusiasm or the empowerment to drive your own business, then get into entrepreneurship. Maybe in future you will be successful. Maybe you have failed, but again you try, and you will be successful. That is what exactly it is. And when you talk about skills and experience, okay, do you know what basic skills you will need to have a successful business? Do you possess those skills? Do you feel comfortable using a computer? Because nowadays technology is everything. Have you ever worked in a managerial or supervisor capacity? Do you think you can be comfortable hiring, disciplining, and delegating tasks to people? I become an entrepreneur. I'm an owner, but I does not know how to work with people. I does not know whom to give which kind of task because I have no experience. I have only a thought कि मैंने product बनाना है, but product को market में कैसे sell करना है? Teams को क्या-क्या काम देने हैं? What exactly the milestones? So first experience is very important. If you don't do it in a planned approach or a structured approach, you are obviously going to get failed and you are going to lose your time. And once your name is spoiled in the market, the brand is deteriorated. Now, no one is going to look back again at you, like Kingfisher. Okay, this Vijay Mallya, he ran away from this country by doing a lot of loot here. You talk about this Sahara's empire, okay, Mr. Sahara, Suboto. He is behind Tihar jail now for the last 4 or 5 years. Now, whom he is going to talk to? 10,000 crore man now in a prison for last 4 or 5 years. So, you may rise, there is a sky rise, but there is also fall. So you have to be principled enough in terms of doing it. And these are some of the examples that are available with you, okay? So do you think you can be comfortable hiring, disciplining, and delegating tasks to the employees? You are planning to discipline someone else, but are you disciplined yourself? So that is always, when we put a finger across to someone, 3 fingers always point towards us. So that is my key mantra, okay? If I'm going to ask someone, if I'm going to point someone, 3 times I have to question that same thing to me. I'm correct, I'm correct, I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. Then I can have this one finger point. Okay, 3 times cross-check yourself before you point someone else. So that is the key thing. Now, if you discover you don't have the basic skills needed for the business, okay, will you be willing to delay your plans until you have acquired the necessary skills? And that is the catch. I can become an entrepreneur at the age of 40 or 50, depending on my risk appetite. So that is where the points are. Okay, maybe you are at a point zone of 6 now, below 6 now. You don't have that risk appetite to start a business. But down the line, by acquiring skills, by acquiring knowledge, I may go to this 12-point barrier. Okay, I may go beyond that possibilities there, and I can take more risks. Okay, so that is all about this also. And you try to answer these with respect to it. And once you will be able to do it successfully, these 25 questions, you will be able to proceed ahead with your thought processes. So now talking about how to do it. Okay, these 25 questions. First, you need to seek advices and information to succeed. So mentor plays a crucial role. Who is he? He is a trusted advisor with whom a person forms a development department. Okay. Now coming to the knowledge that he possesses, he also believes in sharing the knowledge. So in this process, you can take him as a mentor. Now coming to some of the options, that is what I was talking to you about, like how firms can classify themselves. Okay. Now there is something called a social entrepreneurs, and these are built or established to give services to the society rather than a lot of business. They have a dual role that there will be profitability attached to, but in return, the benefit are also returned back to the society. And these social entrepreneurs actually play a bigger role in social transformation. Like point number 1 says, adopting a mission to create and sustain social value, not just a private value. Okay. So their social value would be like community development, maybe with respect to environment, friendly model where there will be planting or recreating the forest or rejuvenating the planting habits. That's all. And recognizing and relentlessly pursuing new opportunities to serve that mission. So these people are actually recognizing these opportunities which are available there. Maybe in education sector, let's say, okay, these backward people who are there who are uneducated, because illiteracy is actually the biggest disease. Illiteracy is actually the biggest disease. If you can eradicate this illiteracy and make all people literate, nothing is more nobler than that. Okay, so that is where country like Germany, okay, regards a lot and have the highest respect for these literacy programs. Okay, how much time you guys are having now? I have not monitored my time. Okay, we have another 20 minutes. Now, engaging in a process of continuous innovation, like adaptation and to the learning. Okay, this possible in that process. Okay, for continuation is how these social entrepreneurs are actually less about their profits, and they are mostly interested in creating the social impact. Okay, and what they create is actually social business, a company created to achieve a social objective, generating a modest profit to expand its reach or improve the product or the service and subsidize the social mission. I will give you one example from, I'm audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to give you an example with respect to a university. Okay, this last time you people were giving about KIT incubator. Okay, KIT has also another university that is called KISS. Kalinga Institute of Social Science. So that is actually for tribal students, tribal people, tribal natives in Odisha. And almost 100% of the seats are actually for these tribal originated children who are coming from grassroots, or like villages, okay, or the non-urban regions, and they're studying free of costs, and it is subsidized. Okay, government gives some benefits. There are grants coming from foundations. Okay, like companies are also involved. If you talk about Bill and Melinda Foundation, okay, before earlier it was good. Now after the scandal of Mr. Gates and their life going on to a toss, like Melinda moving away and all, they were having a charitable trust. I think at present also it is there, Bill and Melinda Foundation. They were contributing a lot in Africa for these various kinds of diseases like cancer, maybe with respect to Alzheimer's, maybe malnutrition. Okay, people don't have enough food to survive there. So they were creating a social business. Microsoft creating a social business there. So these were some of the examples. So now, what exactly is required in this entire process is that Habitat for Humanity restored with the stakeholders. If you look at the Habitat for Humanity restored, that means governments are involved, local communities are involved, contractors are involved, suppliers are involved, customers are involved. And if you look at something with respect to the volunteers, those are also involved, and in-kind donors. So if you can create a holistic model, which is actually a self-sustaining model, okay, then this business is going to thrive for longer run. Now you have two universities. One is KIT University, another one is KISS University. KISS was actually earlier dependent on KIT University's functionalities. Now it has now become a self-sustaining university. So two universities at one place is possible. Okay, so that is what exactly is going to happen. And some of the people also look at, if you look at entrepreneur options, you will be coming across someone who is known as venture philanthropy. Okay, if you look at this venture philanthropy, a subset or segment of social entrepreneurship, wherein financial and human capital is invested in not for profits by individuals and for profit enterprises, with the intention of generating social rather than financial returns on their investments. So you talk about these big organizations who donate their profits, okay, like Amazon, Mr. Jeff Bezos, he shared a lot of his for social causes. Okay, you are coming out of these informations usually in the Business Times or Business Standard. You can see how people are donating there or sharing their revenue pool. Like Jack Ma also, since of the Chinese government started falling on this ant group, which I was giving the example of. Business activities that have harm to the environment or help to protect it in some way can also be an entrepreneurial drive. Okay. And this is where CFED also comes into picture. And the CFED is actually Corporation for Enterprise Development, Green Entrepreneurship Plan. And in India also we have such green tribunals. Okay. And they also help in, like here in Odisha, we have APICOR, Agriculture Promotion and Investment Corporation Limited, which is under the state government. And they also help these SME and MSME agro-based startups or entrepreneurs. And they also provide services with respect to consultations for availing this bank loans, to set up or to buy any equipments or machineries to set up their manufacturing units. These are also possible. Okay? And what exactly these green entrepreneurships can do? Point number one is they can create jobs and offer entrepreneurship opportunities, increase energy efficiency through conserving natural resources and saving money. They can also decrease harm to the workers' health. They are also involved in enabling businesses to tap into new resources of local, state, and federal funding. That is what I was telling you about. Take advantages of consumer preferences for environment-friendly goods and preserve limited natural assets on which businesses and communities depend for businesses and quality of life. So like you come across with a hybrid engine, which is running on renewable sources of energy, like solar vehicles, okay, or battery operated rechargeable. So you can create something in this ecosystem and then can start a business also. That is possible. Like in farming, if you can generate energy from this, when we cultivate, the byproduct that is coming out of this after the grains are separated, the husk that is left there, it can be also recycled, and paper or the pulp can also be created. If you recycle them, also energy can also be generated, okay, you know, and it can act as a substitute to the kerosene or petrol that you are using probably for running these motors. These are also possible nowadays, okay. So there are many phases of enterprises, as I was telling you about lifestyle businesses, micro enterprises. Okay, micro enterprises are small businesses with very five or fewer employees, and initial capitalization requirement is less than $. That is with respect to US and global standards. But if you come to Indian standard, it is a little bit lower than that. So in India, if it is less than 1 crore, so that is categorized as a small scale industry, okay, SME. If it is from 1 crore to in plant and machinery from 1 crores, it is actually in the MSME category. And here in the state government, it is taken care by regional industry center, or you can say SIC, that state industry center. Okay, those are there, and through which it is taken care of. And when it process like from 50 crores and above and goes till 1,000 crore, it is taken care by Industrial Promotion and Investment Corporation Limited, that is IPCOR, and under the Industries Department. And if it is also above 1,000 crores, so it goes to the high level steering committee approved at the chief minister's level in the state. And that is coming under also through IPCOR, which industries facilitation body, which facilitates these approvals, and these projects gets approved, okay, before these are actually implemented, and these are actually rolled out on the ground. So that is how these industries categorization in India or in the state of Odisha, okay. And when you talk about application processes, we will be coming and covering these details in the subsequent units that is going to come. Now, lifestyle businesses, okay, you know, as I gave an example. So micro enterprises that permit their owners to follow a desired pattern of living, such as supporting college cost or taking vacations. So lifestyle business, okay, you know, this hair salooning, maybe also dry cleaners, and also these are all lifestyle businesses. So now coming to no, those are salary support firms. Okay, so lifestyle businesses will be a little bit better than that. Okay, that is where I was giving you the examples. Can anyone tell me what were the lifestyle businesses examples I gave? Or you are enjoying only listening to me? Anyone from group 3? Group 3, I gave an example of lifestyle business. Can you tell me which was that business all about? No answers. Anyone else? What were the lifestyle firms all about? Hello, सो गए हो क्या सब लोग? सब लोग तो हैं.
Yes, sir. बोलिए.
हाँ, लाइफस्टाइल फर्म. एग्जाम्पल क्या? लाइफस्टाइल फर्म का एग्जाम्पल बताइए, जिसमें कि एक ओनर 3-4 लोगों को लेके अपना ऑपरेशन चला सके. Anyone? Tour guides, golf promotions, ski instructors, gym instructors, these are all lifestyle firms. Okay, getting me?
Teaching.
Provide their owner or owners the opportunity to pursue a particular lifestyle or earn a living for it. Okay, chaliye. So now when it comes to mainstream small firms, okay, mainstream small firms are actually the bulk of the small businesses, public perception, okay, and there are family enterprises which are coming under it, okay, and these are companies owned and operated primarily by related family, जैसे Nasiram Telwala, Ganguram Mithai Wala, so like that, okay, family to generation, okay. like Haldirams are coming running through this family to family. Okay, earlier when they started, they were small. Okay, later down the line they become very big. Okay, now that they will be identified as very large firms or bigger firms. Haldiram is not at this current range, but it all started within their families. From small, they become bigger. Okay, now there are certain startups which are actually having a valuation of over 1 billion and above. These are known as unicorns. Okay, now these unicorns actually, if you look at this 1 billion valuation, so what exactly is the value? So 1 million is around 7 crores approx, and 1 billion is around 1,000 million. So almost 1,000 billion is around 1 billion. So if you multiply it with respect to 7 crores, so that is around 7,000. Okay, into multiplied by that, 1 million is 7 crores, so 1,000 million is around 7,000. Okay, so 7,000 crores का empire अगर है, so that is actually INR, that is actually known as unicorn in India. And but if you look at 7,000 crore business in India, so that is actually very large scale industry. Okay, so this is actually as per the US standard. But when it comes to India, the definition is a little bit different. But if you talk about those businesses at such level, so these are all actually global business houses. 7,000 crore का अगर मेरा startup firm होगा तो कितना बड़ा उस हिसाब से आप सोचिए. And corporate entrepreneurships, okay, or intrapreneurships. इसके बारे में I have discussed a lot with you guys. So let's move on. Now coming to this entrepreneurial traits and skills. Okay. I think we have already reached the timeline, right? Or we can continue. We can continue. Ji? Right. So we will continue from tomorrow from here. Okay. Yeah. Any questions before I end the session for today? Okay. So I'm ending it.
Thank you, sir.